The BYOB album comes out in 2015, and then there's 2012, and that's a 3-year period. So, what goes on during the process of creating this album in your life?
So I moved to Toronto around like 2013, 2014, and that's when I went on my first tour. Um,
Did you
we
move
were,
to Toronto to go on tour, or was that like a consequence of moving to Toronto?
it was just me planning like an idiot. Um, so basically, I was going to move to Toronto, and I had this tour going on with C, Notion, and the Bodega Brothers, and who the fuck is, oh, it's just a water rap. I'm just trying not to mess this up. So it was like Toronto. I think we did Kingston, Ottawa, and then Montreal. Or not in that order. But I did my last Montreal show ish, or my goodbye Montreal show. Uh, Had a huge like almost sold out the venue kind of thing, and then we did Ottawa, which was like decent. Kingston, which was pretty dope, and Toronto, which I think was like terrible, and the headliner almost bottled one of our friends in terms of like dude was being slippery with the money and shit. But like we made peace and shit. But yeah, I'm not trying to put anyone on blast or nothing. But it was a wild time. It was a weird initiation to Toronto, and so we had that like salty event where nobody showed up. It was poorly promoted, and our money wasn't there. And then I saw my apartment I was moving to for the first time, kind of deal. And I hadn't seen it before, but I was in contact with my roommate at the time, who was like apartment hunting, and I knew him from back in Montreal. He was my old roommate's old roommate, kind of deal. Um, and so yeah, I saw my apartment for the first time, and basically it was like this fucking submarine with no windows, with like mold everywhere and cockroaches and shit. And I thought there was at least gonna be a couch, and there wasn't. So I was kind of just sleeping on this hardwood floor with the roaches and shit. My first night in Toronto, and that was like, welcome to Toronto. Um,
Holy shit. Okay, that's
yeah,
big.
that was the time. That was the time.
Why did you choose to go to Toronto?
Everyone was telling me I needed to leave Montreal. That
Why?
was they're saying that like Montreal was kind of its own little sphere in a sense. It's like a village kind of shit. And they're saying that like if you want to be successful, you have to leave and come back kind of thing. And so I was trying to hit the States, but I ended up going to Toronto and sidestepping, and then essentially just sort of getting caught here. And yeah, that's been the trajectory.
What does that mean you got caught here?
I would say that like, cause I was initially planning to like come here and then eventually try to move to LA or Atlanta or New York, but I kind of got stuck in the what we call the housing crisis. And so the majority of like any and all budget went towards just keeping a roof over my head and just trying to like keep my head in the game. And so like way more of my hours turned into like being a line cook or like doing work for hire shit, and way more of my focus got like deviated to a point where it was like, I don't know, how do I put this? I guess I was kind of trapped working, and then on top of that, I started working with Heavy Ox in them, and I was building with Ill Vibe, and we were building like a whole fucking song factory empire type shit. And then we ended up parting ways because I didn't like the way he was running the label, and I felt like I was like mad low priority. What's up?
You're blitzing through things.
I'm blitzing through things. My bad. I'm like
It's
just
I
trying to
actually
remember it
know
as I
about
go.
All right. So
Yeah.
let's go back to. So you want to move? Not to say that because you're giving me all these great talking points to fill out the next little bit with your blitzing. I fucking love it. I was like,
I'm just
okay,
going
but
all
now
in.
let's like rein you back in a little bit.
I gotta promote some music and shit too.
Yeah, but it's like every 20 minutes it pops up in the fucking thing. It's gonna be in the links below. This whole thing is
Hey,
promoting your brand. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah,
about
yeah.
like you. The whole rest of every other interview you're gonna go to is gonna make you talk about your current project and shit.
That's
This is
facts.
like the Myer Clarity story where you get to like sell the people on who the fuck you are.
Let's dig deep. Fuck it. Let's do it.
So like anyway, with that, well, like so you go to Toronto with this plan of, and the tour thing is brilliant. I remember the flyer. I remember that playing out on Facebook. I don't remember why I didn't go. I think I was in my trap of call center 70-hour weeks trying to get promoted.
Yeah,
It
you know the
worked.
trap.
That shit worked. But it's still like it was big. It was a lot of hours. Um, so you end up going to Toronto, and you're trying to basically chase the dream in a new place. So right away, you get there and it's pretty hard to get started. I guess you figure out a bed or a couch or whatever, and you get the ball rolling. But like, can you walk us through a bit, like literally, what that's like? Like that sounds like a fucking movie when you like describe it like that. Okay, like you might call
Yeah,
it
I
bad
did breeze
planning
through
and
that
shit,
shit.
but like, it kind of sounds like a movie.
All right, so basically that was like I packed like the essentials and brought the essentials on tour, and then dropped a couple things off. And yeah, it was like it's a basement under. Yeah, it was a basement under this like two-story house on a residential street, and the only window was pretty much from the shower to this schoolyard for an elementary school, which is just like why the fuck is that the only window? And so we're just getting. I'm like living with my roommate for the first time. Shouts to Mickey. He manages to land me a job at Ripley's Aquarium. But yeah, I'm just there.
Oh, that's a cool spot.
Oh, word. It's
I'm
yeah.
I mean, it's not like okay. Like I saw the little fucking things at the end. I forgot what they're called, but like at the very end of the tour, and they pop up out the water, and they're really
Oh
cute.
yeah.
And I don't know, they're cute. You see, okay. I mean,
Yeah,
all
they
of
got
my
some cool fucking jellyfish and shit. They got a nice display there, but it kind of sucks to work there, unfortunately.
yeah. I guess that's a whole other vibe. But I went
Yeah.
as the consumer because my girlfriend wanted to go.
Oh, it's dope to be the consumer, just not the minimum wage employee.
Yeah,
Um,
big facts.
that's always how it goes, though. But yeah, I'm trying to paint the picture here. Let
Yeah,
me
no,
see.
sorry about that.
No, you good, you good. Um, yeah, so like, I don't really know anyone. I'm kind of just like living on this fucking twin mattress on the floor. I'm trying to set up my studio. Everything's in just boxes. I'm working at Ripley's Aquarium. Shit's a minimum wage job. I'm biking everywhere, and pretty much I'm trying to like network, but I think the whole like edgy punk shit is not flying over well in terms of like Toronto, and I'm realizing that I gotta soften up around the edges. And then I start working with a couple cats, and then I started building with Ill Vibe and them. I started touring and doing a lot of Sodi tours there,
How
and
did
that's
you?
when I
And
like
you
sort of
met El
found
Vibe in Montreal.
yeah initially.
Um, how long have you been involved with the heavy? Like, when did you get involved with them? Was that like in Montreal or something that happened after you got to Toronto?
So I met him originally in Montreal. He was doing this show called Survival of the Illest, I think, was even back then. Or no, it was Hollapalooza. Anyways, I met him through C, and I liked the way he ran the show, and I could tell that he was on top of his shit. He was a good businessman. And so we networked, and I ended up, I think, winning my regional thing that he did. Or no, he had come back and done Survival of the Illest, and I won the regional event, and I went up to the championship kind of thing, which was in Toronto. And then so that was kind of my introduction. I got to like meet a lot of the people competing, met a lot of the other champions from other places. Um, yeah, that was so that was probably like my soft introduction to Toronto. And then once I moved here, I knew that he had been building, and I think I had won. Yeah, I had won a music video for winning the regional event, and so I ended up cashing that in, and then just trying to build the network with him. And also, that video was for a joint I did called Fever, which has Do on it. So that's how I got to meet Do. And we both ended up rocking shit for the first time.